Hello again, friends. So today I'm going to finish coloring my switch up thing. I've done quite a bit of progress since my last video. I'm almost done with it, so hopefully today we can finish it before I run out of memory on my phone. What I've done is I drew like a little reference to kind of give me an idea of what colors to use and where to use them for these girls. I already know that the turtle is going to be green, so that's no issue. And I didn't look up the sushi, but we're just going to wing the sushi. Why not? I'm going to go ahead and start with their skin tones and get those out of the way. Oops. I've got all my colors lined up over there. It's funny, I'm trying not to hit them with my hand. Okay, let's get this going. I recently uploaded the photos on my phone to get them on CDs because, you know, I don't have a Facebook or anything, but my ultimate goal is to eventually start a photo album like old school, you know, like what our parents used to have, and just really fill them up, you know. And I'm not sure, and I've been debating back and forth on which route I should take. I'm not fully convinced on either one yet, but either A, I can get an old school photo album and print each picture off and fill them up, or B, I can go online to, they have specific websites where you can upload your photos and have books printed, and it's like a book, you know, with your pictures, which is so cool. I've met people that have done both, you know, and so I'm just still kind of on the fence. Either way, the cost is going to be about the same. It's going to be expensive either way. But anyways, I have just thousands and thousands of pictures, as I'm sure many of y'all do too, you know, that I took off my old Facebook and that I have on my phones, you know, uploaded to the computer and saved to CDs. And let's get these out of the way. There we go. Anyways, so I must have like 7 or 8 CDs at my work computer desk, you know, just waiting to be put into a photo album, you know, all these pictures. I love like looking through them, you know. But yeah, so anyway, we're back to what I was even talking about. I finally got some pictures off my phone. I had, between photos on my phone and I think what my phone does is every time I record, it takes images from my videos and it saves them as pictures somewhere on my phone. I don't know where they're saved, but they uploaded to the computer. Between everything, I had like 680 pictures or something. It was insane. I was like, where did all these even come from? And I didn't even need them all. I ended up keeping like 96 pictures, I think. But they were really cool pictures. They were like pictures over the summer when we went to the museum. So I must have had like 30 different pictures of just rocks and crystals, some dinosaur skeletons, and then like my kiddos looking at things. Good memories. This has been such a fun drawing. I like bouncing between the color pencils and the markers. I like how some characters have the texture that comes with color pencil, and then some things are nice and smooth because of, you know, the markers. I like the contrast of the two mediums side by side. It's really interesting. I saw this neat little trick on a YouTube video earlier in the year where if you want your color pencils to be more smooth, there's like a few different techniques you can do, where the first technique is you can press really, really hard. Which, I mean, yeah, I do that, but I try not to do it as much because it's freaking killer on my wrist, you know. But the other technique is to put alcohol on a Q-tip and then, you know, rub it in. Or you can use your alcohol blender marker. That works too, but it does stain your marker tip. And I've tried both techniques, and they're really good, especially the alcohol one. You have to be careful not to use too much alcohol, because it'll make your paper ball up, you know, and tear up. So yeah, fun little facts. Look at that. You can see the difference, you know, between this deep black and this hair. I like that. Plus, when you use color pencils, like, you can shade better if you wanted to shade. And it's cool that you can use marker on top of color pencils, you know. Use the color pencil as your base, and you can go in with your marker to do your shading. I mean, there's so many different, like, versatile ways to use these items, you know, to use these mediums. And it's fun to just let yourself be creative and experiment and do different things. Excuse me. Here we go. Got that done. Let's get the red for her X. I'll go ahead and color her bow in since I have this color out. See, and it says red, but it kind of looks a little orange. Can you even see that? There, I guess it focused enough. But look, it kind of looks a little orange. It's a little weird. I might blend a pink in with that. It's supposed to be like a reddy maroon color. It's coloring pretty solid though for a rose art color pencil. Rose arts are always hit and miss, I feel. Sometimes they color smoothly, and sometimes they color very, what's the word? Textury, I suppose, is a good way to put it. I don't think they blend as well as like using a name brand like Prismacolor or a Faber-Castell or something. Like, because you can blend those color pencils very easily. We're not really complaining. I mean, rose art's not bad. And they're really cheap too. So, I mean, if you absolutely need a color pencil, you go for it. You just buy those cheap ones, you know. I do like the name brand ones for not only just for their quality, but also I like the different variations of colors that you can get when you buy those packs. It's not doing too terribly much, but I'm already invested in blending, so it's now like a little slightly pink. I had this idea for like a future video. Well, we get this like Southern Living magazine, and I don't normally read them, but today I was reading it and I found this funny story. It's like a Christmas story, and it was hilarious. And I was like, maybe in a future video, I will record me drawing something Christmassy, and then like voiceover read the story to you guys, just for kicks. And I'll read it all like extra hillbilly for y'all because it's a country story. I feel like I've lived in so many places around the US that like my different accents do come out a little bit. Mostly sound like a backwoods swamp rat. But sometimes I feel like I can sound a little more neutral, I suppose is a good word. Anyways, but when I'm reading, oh my gosh, when I'm reading, I definitely sound more, hillbilly than normal, which I think is like comedy gold right there for a country story. Anyways, I can't help it too when I'm telling a story. Like I think in my story where I talked about my husband running over that raccoon, when I got really into that, when I played the video back, I was like, no, I sound like terrible. I uploaded the video anyway because it was such a funny story. I had to share it with the world. But anywho, it just can't be helped. When you live in the South, you're gonna sometimes sound like you live in the South. I ain't really all that embarrassed about it, I'll be honest. I'm proud of it. It's just funny. And you know what else is funny too? It's like whenever you watch like some shows, like satire, comical, parody kind of shows, you know, like whenever they're making fun of country people with their hillbilly draws and stuff, their Southern drawl, like nobody I've ever met has been offended about it, because how are you going to get offended about something that's true? We sound like that. If you live in the country, you sound like that, and there's nothing to get upset about. I've never met a single person who's been upset over something like that. But you meet people that get upset over other things. They get upset if you like mock an Asian person or a Mexican person or whatever. And I don't understand why they're getting all offended. The Mexicans and the Asians aren't even the one really getting offended. It's like white people that get offended on behalf of them. And it's like, shut up. Like, it's funny. It's really funny. I think it's funny. I guess I got like a good sense of humor. I don't know. And there's like a difference between doing something to be funny and doing something to like purposefully hurt someone's feelings. Like if you're being a bully and you're purposefully being a bully, Like, that's a little bit frickin' different than, you know, just being funny, you know. I suppose just look at the context and don't take things out of context. But everyone likes a good joke. I like a good joke. It's good to be able to laugh at yourself too, you know. If you can't laugh at your own self, then there's something wrong with you. I laugh at myself all the time. The shading on that hair looks all right. Looks decent. What's this color? Pink. Look at this pink versus this pink. It's just so different. All right, this is going to be her hair. So yeah, anyways, y'all keep an eye out. In the next couple weeks, I'll be posting a very special Christmas story for you guys. And I'll try not to butcher it while I'm reading. Maybe I'll like try to read, excuse me. I'll try to read it like ahead of time and then get all the words down, and then that way when I read it for the camera, I won't butcher big words. I'm going to press pretty hard for this one. Here we go. I do like a good smooth color pencil. I like those those Prismacolors. Like, you don't have to press near as hard to get a nice, smooth, consistent color. Also, where did that blue even come from? Do you see that little splotch of blue that came off of this thing? Oh well. Okay, that, gotta get this gray to color her skirt, because it's not like black, you know. You want to be able to see the lines that separate the pleats. Alright, that's good. Excuse me. Okay, I need this pink for her backpack. See, this one's nice and smooth. Don't have to press so hard. And it's just enough of a different shade to stand out from that hair too. Cool. Very cool. I need purple for her eyeballs. Oh man, I need to sharpen that. Oh, where's my sharpening cup? Here we go. Pro tip: have a little coffee cup on your table that you can sharpen into, so you don't have to continuously get up and go to the trash can. said that like I'm some kind of genius. Like I just like, you know, discovered the fountain of youth or something. Most people know that. But if you didn't know that, I hope I was able to help you. All right, very cool. Let's get an orange for the sushi. I love sushi. It is delicious. I remember when I was like a teenager, my mom made me try sushi for the first time. I was like 12, and I was overly obnoxiously disgusted about it, as most teenagers act. And then when I became an adult, I found that I actually really like sushi, and then I like regretted acting like a total brat as a kid about it. So it's delicious. And they just opened up a Tokyo Express in our town, and we went and tried their sushi, me and my BFF CC. And oh girl, the sushi was so good. It was delicious. I think this is supposed to be yellow. There we go. And like a dark green for the seaweed. I wouldn't really call that dark. I guess it's just a regular green. And we'll get some silver, and we'll do just the underneath of the plates. Here we go. And maybe a light cream peachy color. I know rice is white, but we'll just make it a light color. Just so that it's a different color from the paper. There we go. That's good. All right, let's get on this turtle. I don't have much longer to record, so I'm going to try to get it done as much as possible. Trying to get some good shading in. When looking at the original box art, like, you can definitely tell that there were some extremely dark greens, and even the highlights went to like a yellow hue. So I'm gonna attempt to replicate that as well as I can. And doing all that extra shading, it takes more time, obviously, but it's worth it, you know? It's worth it because it makes the finished product look nicer. So just remember that. Practice shading, take the time to go and do what you can extra, because it'll always be worth it. It'll make your drawing look much more finished and more interesting to look at. And while I'll admit that I'm not perfect at shading, I'm not perfect at anything I do by any means, I still think that taking the extra time, it not only makes your product look nicer, but you know, your art piece, but also it helps with practice, because practice makes perfect. So keep practicing. The more you do it, the better you'll get. And yeah, maybe one day I will be able to say, yeah, I am the master shader. Not today though. Today ain't that day. Today I can say I'm decent shader, mediocre shader. Okay. All right, well, we're coming to the end of the video, and I want to make sure this time I gave myself plenty of time to say thank you for watching. I hope that y'all enjoyed another coloring video. I hope that y'all are having a fantastic weekend. I hope that if you haven't finished your Thanksgiving family meals, you know, if you're still going about and visiting, I hope that you have a good time with your families. And I hope that all the food was delicious. Y'all have a great night, okay? And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.